Get rich fast with csgofast.com.
So on this final day of ESL One New York, I have a rather contrite shox with me. Now, obviously, things didn't turn out as you guys intended, and I kind of want to know that when you guys were eliminated early on, what were the steps you took to rebuild as a team emotionally and mentally?
I think like we were all really disappointed about the results because we were coming up confident to this event, honestly, and we didn't expect this kind of results. So it was a really hard time, but after at the end of the day, we just spoke together to see what was wrong and what should we focus for the next, because the events are coming really fast. So we just need how to improve and to be ready for the next one.
Do you think one of the problems was that you had 2 losses to North American teams? Do you think you guys fell victim to the fact that both Liquid and Optic were people didn't expect for them to be that strong?
No, I don't think so, because if you look at our matches, we also played like Asteris and we are up 13-5, and we should have never lose this one. So I think this first match was already an alarm. So it's not about any team, it was just about us.
Okay, would it have helped if, say, instead of Jérôme behind you guys, you had maybe a very aggressive coach in those situations, like when it was 13-5? Or is it really something that is more between the players and a lack of communication in those instances?
It was really a team problem, especially on this match. And I had some mistakes also with my lead on the T side, and they totally read us almost every round. So yeah, it was all bad. And even if we had a coach, I don't think it would have changed anything.
So do you guys also think that maybe, I didn't watch all the matches, but do you think that you could have taken advantage of the new pause system more? Because as each match goes on, I kind of feel like there's a story of people using it more and more. Or I don't know how many times you guys pause, but do you think that's a new feature that you could have used more?
Can be, possibly, yes, but honestly I just don't like it, and I think it just breaks the game. I think for the spectators that's really annoying, and for player himself, if even we are playing all the runs in a map, it will be 30 runs, and you can have possibility 8 pause. So it's almost every 3 runs you have a pause, and I think that just break up the game.
Speaking of breaking the game, are you okay with the new sounds? And are you okay with the new jumping landing models?
I'm okay with this, I just need to be used to it. We didn't have the time to play with the update before New Year, because it just came in. So when we enter in the event, and just sounds was very real, and we just need to be used to it, but it's okay.
So right now VP and SK are playing. What do you think of the 3 teams? So whether VP or SK win or Navi, what do you think is the strongest team that you've seen so far from the games you've seen? And who might be able to win this?
I think all 3 teams can win this, honestly, because VP just won the last event.
Bucharest, yeah.
Yeah, Bucharest, and they showed a really good potential. About Navi, I think they are playing a pretty good tournament overall, and Simple doing a really good event individually. And for SK, I feel they are still, of course, one of the best teams in the world, that's for sure, but it looks to me they don't have still the level they had in the past few months. So it won't surprise me if they don't win it, just because I think they need more time to come back somber. Maybe because they didn't play any LAN since 3 months. Sometimes it's really hard to come back and to have all the mechanics and to find your real level back when you are in a totally season when you are just playing and playing and playing. So I think all 3 teams can do it.
So let's talk about the future for G2. You fly back, and then what are the upcoming events for the rest of this year that we can see you guys at for people who don't, check the teams list?
Well, the next event for us will be the Epicenter in Moscow, so it will be in 2 weeks, I think, something like this. So we're gonna have almost 10 days of practice, and the thing is, we worked a lot as a team, and especially about new tactics and stuff, which we could. It was really hard for us to just do it properly, because it was just kinda new, we didn't have so much practice about it. But since we now have everything, I think on every side, on every map, we have the potential. I mean, we have the solution if we got a problem somewhere. But what we really were lacked of on this event, I think it was just pure individual level. Because sometimes when you are just working about tactics, about how the game should be played as a team, you forget sometimes just to focus on the headshot and just kill the opponent you have in front of you. And I think it was the real main problem today. I mean, this event. And so coming up to the next event, since we had done the job we should have do, we just now have to play, and just coming back as monster and Diverly again.
Okay, so a little bit less thinking and more just fragging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you worry that the rest of or towards the end of the year, that there'll be too much traveling, or do you think it's spaced out well enough?
We're gonna have a lot of travel for sure, but I think everything you just have to get a good agenda, and I mean to really program how you want to work, and just we'll have to play the maximum in the next 10 days, because after we're gonna just fly to events. So the next 10 days will be the more important in my opinion, as we just have to really play the maximum. We have to be good for the rest of the season this year.
Okay, final question. This just popped into my head, and I haven't had a chance to ask any teams this. Have you guys studied at all Tyloo or VG CyberZen recently? I'm just curious because I'm thinking about them coming to IEM Oakland, the fact that they'll probably be in the major qualifier. Have you taken a look at these Asian teams?
Not so much, not since they came in Kiev, it was the star ladder, right? Yeah. So not so much, but I'm really looking forward to see them in Europe, because I think they showed that they have a lot of potential, but they need to play more against European teams so they can grow up. So I think it's going to be really interesting. But at the moment, we just need to focus on our team.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I do agree. All right, so that was Shox from G2, and we'll have more interviews from the final day of ESL One New York. So keep coming to HLTV.